By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Welcome to another episode of Timmy Talks, the channel where we talk old school magic. And today we are back once again in Utrecht, the Netherlands, for Dadbod Con 3. And this will be our last episode of the series because we have reached the finals of this grand event. And in the finals we're going to see Gijsbert taking on Chef. And Gijsbert is playing a white, blue and green deck I've called Order of Erhnam. It's got Orders of Lightburst, Erhnam Djinns and a lot of other very strong cards. He's taking on Chef. Chef is playing a dominantly white and blue deck, and I've called it Order of the Sarah because he is playing with Sarah Angels and Order of Lightburst, and again also a pretty creature heavy deck. So two creature heavy decks going to play against each other today, and I'm looking forward to that because I'm a big fan of combat. I love combat. But before I start with the deck tech section of the video, I've got lovely deck photos of both of these decks. I would first like to tell you something about my Patreon page. Aye, me hearties. If you would like to support the show, you can become a patron at patreon.com/TimmyTalks. We have 3 different patron levels. You can join as an apprentice for just $1 a month. And this will give you access to the Timmy Talks Discord, and you can join in on all the Timmy Talks online tournaments, such as the Color Clash and the Reprint Masters. You can also become a supporter at the Sorcerer level for just $2 a month. When you are a sorcerer, your name will be mentioned in the end scroll, and if you want, you can play a game against, well, me. But there is more. If you become a supporter at the pirate level, we can even make an episode together. Aye! Haha! You can also choose to pay annually for a 10% discount. So what are you waiting for, me hearty? Visit patreon.com/TimmyTalks and join the Timmy Talks crew. Arrgh! And we are back and ready to dive into the deck techs. I would like to start with the player on the left, that is Chef. Let's take a look at his white-blue deck. And here we see the deck of Chef. And maybe you're wondering, hey, there are 2 cards upside down in the deck photo. That is correct. They are 2 Swords to Plowshares that are being altered at the moment. So Chef told me, okay, that's why they're not in there when he took this picture, because he took the picture after the tournament. So when we're looking at the rest of the deck, so we see 4 Swords to Plowshares, right? We also see a Wrath of God. So he's got a lot of creature removal, which I think is going to be useful in this matchup because, like I said in the introduction, Gijsbert is also playing a creature heavy deck. Now, when we're looking at the creature base of Chef, we see 4 Sarah Angels, we see 4 Orders of Lightburst, and we see 4 Suchis. So 12 creatures in total. Pretty big creatures. I mean, you could say the Order of Lightburst, of course, is only a 2/1 for 2, but still you can, of course, pump it up. It gets bigger later in the game. That's quite useful. As a little Timmy, I remember I always underestimated the pump effect, but now that I know better, it's actually quite a very good and powerful mana sink. And then we also have 4 Mishra's Factories in the deck. They kind of count as creatures as well. Of course, the card from Antiquities, you can tap it for a colorless mana, but you can also pay 1 to turn it into a 2/2 factory worker, and it can also be tapped to pump another factory worker. So, of course, one of the better cards. Also works really well in combination with Copy Artifact. We see that Chef is playing 1 Copy Artifact in the deck as well. And then, of course, he's playing with Blue Power. Also playing with 2 books, 2 Gem Day Tomes. That's kind of the controlling side of the deck. He's also splashed red to play a single Fireball as a finisher. And of course, playing with what I sometimes refer to as the Black Power, the Mind Twist, and the Demonic Tutor. You kind of see that, of course, coming back in these top decks. And then when we're looking at the sideboard, we see, for example, a City in a Bottle, which I think could be quite useful in this matchup since Gijsbert is playing with Erhnam Djinns and Surrender Befried. So that City in the Bottle could have a role to play here in this matchup. We also see another Wrath of God in the side. Again, I think that could be useful because you're playing against a pretty creature heavy deck today. And then there are also 2 Mazes of If. For the same reason, you could consider boarding those in. And then we also see an Earth Elemental in the sideboard, and you may be wondering, why is there an Earth Elemental? Because Chef has won this tournament in the past, and it's custom in old school Magic that you then get the prize card. The prize card is usually the card that the tournament is named after. So DadBodCon's logo is the Earth Elemental. He's the Dadbod, right? So makes sense. I think it's pretty funny. Everybody signs that card, and when you win the tournament, you get that card, and you're expected to put that into your deck when you're playing in that same tournament again. So most people put that into their sideboards, of course, for obvious reasons. So it's here in the sideboard again. I don't expect that to be boarded in. We also see, by the way, the red Elemental Blast. That could be an interesting inclusion as well here for Chef. So yeah, what more is there to say about this deck? Strong deck, looking very good. Not surprised to see it here in round number 7 as one of the 2 top decks, because maybe I haven't said that in this video yet, but this tournament is not playing with the traditional top 8, semi-finals, finals. No, this tournament is playing 7 rounds of Swiss, and round number 7, or the top 2 decks playing against each other, and the winner of this match is also the highest rank deck of the day, and thus the tournament winner. So it's going to be Gijsbert of Chef. This is the deck of Chef. Now let's take a look at the deck of Gijsbert. And here we see the deck of the other finalist, Gijsbert. And as you can see, the both decks have a lot in common, right? Both playing Order of Lightbird, both playing with Serra Angels, both playing with the blue power, and of course the black power splash, Demonic Tutor, Mind Twist. They also both have one card from red. Both have played at single Fireball, kind of showing how good that is as a win con. The biggest difference, of course, between these 2 decks is that Gijsbert has included green. So when we're looking at the green cards, we see 2 Birds of Paradise kind of helping Gijsbert with the mana fixing. We also see 3 Erhnam Djinns. We see a Regrowth. Regrowth, I always like that card when you're playing fully powered. So I really think it can shine here in this deck. And then we also see a single Sylvan Library. And Sylvan Library is quite interesting, right? Because it can allow you to draw more cards. It's kind of the Jam Day Tome in the deck of Gijsbert. And talking about Jam Day Tomes, we don't see that here in this deck. And then when we're looking at the white removal, right, we see 2 Disenchants instead of 3. We see a Divine Offering main. We also, of course, see Swords to Plowshares, but he's also playing with the single Spirit Link. And I'm liking this inclusion of Spirit Link, because you can put your Spirit Link on the Surrender Befree to gain some life. But of course, it also works together really well with that Sylvan Library that I mentioned before, because if you want to draw extra cards, you have to pay 4 life. The Spirit Link can grant you some life gain, so you can use that life gained for cards with your Sylvan, which I think is quite sweet. Then when we're looking at the sideboard, we see a blue Elemental Blast, which is not going to be very relevant. We don't see a red Elemental Blast in the side. So I think Gijsbert was expecting to run into a lot of what we call 12-bolt decks, where players play 4 Chain Lightnings and 4 Lightning Bolts. And I think that's a good assessment of the meta at the moment, because I also, when I looked at the deck list, saw a lot of deck lists that were playing with 4 bolts and 4 chains. So I understand the blue Elemental Blast inclusion in the side, but of course in this match it's not going to be very relevant. We see an extra swords there. We also see a Moat, and Moat could be interesting in this match. I wonder if Gijsbert is going to board in Moat after the first game, because his opponent Chef is playing with a full playset of Suchis and a full playset of Orders of Lightbird, and one Moat could stop that all. Of course, then you can also no longer attack with your own orders, but you can then, of course, board them out. And of course, you're the person timing when you're going to play out the Moat. So yeah, Moat is one of those cards. I'm curious to see, if Gijsbert is going to board it in. But in a nutshell, these decks are very similar. The biggest difference, like I mentioned, is of course that splash of green by Gijsbert. And now that we've discussed the deck of Gijsbert and we talked about the deck of Chef, it means we are ready for the finals of Dadbod Con 3 between Order of Erhnam versus Order of Serra. Here we go. Game number 1 of the finals of Dadbod Con 3 here between Chefke, the player on the left, and Gijsbert, the player on the right. And Chefke is playing a dominantly white and blue deck. He splashed red and black, red for a Fireball and black for a Demonic Tutor and Mind Twist. And on the right we have Gijsbert, and Gijsbert is also playing a mid-range deck, also with blue and white, but also, as you can see, with green cards in it. And one of the green cards here is Sylvan Library. So during the draw step of Gijsbert, he can look at the top 3 cards, put them back in any order, and then he can draw up to 2 extra cards if he wants to, but he has to pay 4 life for each extra card drawn. So let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to draw an extra 1 here? Nope, just a single draw. So no life loss here. And there's the Surrender Befree 3/4 flyer from Arabian Nights. So a very strong start here by Gijsbert. We see a Black Lotus there in the hand of Chefke. Chef is playing with, I believe, 4 Serra Angels. Also with 4 Swords to Plowshare. So has a lot of answers here. And just going to pass. So playing out the Black Lotus and the City and passing back to Gijsbert. Gijsbert taking the damage, of course, from his own Surrender Befree, dropping to 19. And again, looking at the top 3 cards. So the third card, of course, is new in this case. The other two he already saw the previous turn. I'm going to put them back and draw a card. And again, choosing not to draw an extra card. So I guess that means that he still has a lot of options left in his hand. Gonna attack you for 3. So Chefke dropping to 17. Gijsbert tapping 2. There's a disenchant and there's a mana drain. I mean, one can wonder if the mana drain is really sensible here. He is, of course, going to save the Black Lotus. I wonder what he wants to do with the mana. So 2 mana left here in the mana pool. There's a dual land, a scrub land. So I wonder what he's going to do with this 2 mana. I believe I saw a Suchi in hand as well. Could tap 2 lands, then use the 2 mana from the mana drain and play Suchi. Ooh, look at this. Does he have a Brain Geyser in hand? He's going to tap out. No, he's going to go for double Suchi. So double Suchi here on the board. Going to go for full pressure. Are we going to see a Divine Offering here? We already see some life gain. Yep, there's a Divine Offering. And this is going a little fast here. Not quite sure why the other Suchi also went away. Did he also play out? Because I only see 1 Divine Offering played out, right? And there were 2 Suchis on the battlefield. So this is a little unclear to me. Exactly, Gijsbert now also saying I only got rid of 1 and not of 2. So quite a confusing moment here in this match. There we go. So Suchi back. I'm like, okay, did I miss something? Gets to keep 1 of the Suchis. There's the attack. And this is the thing with Suchi. It's such a nice target for a Divine Offering because you gain 4 life and you get rid of a big threat. Here is, I believe, an Erhnam Djinn. Unfortunately, lots of glare, so hard to see. Gijsbert now dropping to 20. Passing the turn here to Chefke. And the nice thing, of course, is if you have that Sylvan Library and you gain 4 life with the Divine Offering, it's like you actually gain a card, right? Because you can pay 4 life to draw an extra card with the Sylvan. Yeah, and Chefke a little bit in trouble here. Kind of went all in with the double Suchi. Now has to pass. Facing that 4-5 Erhnam. And of course the Suchi now gets Forest Walk from the Erhnam Djinn. But first let's see how many cards Gijsbert would like to draw here. Looking, of course, again at the top 3 cards because of that Sylvan Library. Just going to draw 1. So very modest here with the Sylvan. There's the attack here. Yeah, this is tough for Chefke. Is he going to take the 8 damage? He would drop here to 5. I mean, you really don't want to block the 4-5 with your 4-4. But also 5 is pretty steep. Maybe Chefke's got something in hand, but I doubt it because he's thinking a long time. That's usually not a good sign. So in the tank here, he is going to chump. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Unless he's got a balance, of course. He's going to draw for turn, maybe hoping to find the balance. That's it, picking up the cards. Wow, that first game went fast. So Gijsbert really dominating. And yeah, an unfortunate turn of events here for Chefke. Now both players, of course, are going to dive into their sideboards. And we will catch back up with them in game number 2. Game number 2 here about to begin with Chefke, of course, on the play. The player on the left. Let's see if he can have better luck in this second game. Also took a mulligan, by the way, in the first game. I don't know if I mentioned that. So he did start with the card less. Hopefully he's going to keep his hand. And there's the box. I guess both players are ready here to kick it off. There's the Tundra. And Ancestral Recall. Okay, that's a pretty sweet start. I assume he's going to play this out during the upkeep of Gijsbert. Untap, upkeep, and now the draw step for Gijsbert. And there we see a Tundra for Gijsbert as well. Are we going to see Ancestral Recall, Ancestral Recall? We are going to see Ancestral Recall, Ancestral Recall. Okay. Fireworks here. Game number 2. And it looks like this one is played in the main phase still of Gijsbert here. Look at that. Finding some Mox in here. What an opener for Gijsbert. Oh my goodness. Regrowth, Ancestral Recall. This is sick. This is sick. And I'm also a little bit worried here because, you know, I'd like Chefke to actually win this because I want to see a third game. But What a strong opener here by both players, especially by Gijsbert. And there we see, oh, a mind twist fireworks here. This is a finals, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy, crazy stuff. Mind twist for 4. And now you gotta hope that you can find that Ancestral Recall. So those 4 cards are gonna go into the bin. Counterspell, Ancestral Recall, and a Brain Geyser. Ho ho! That's a great mind twist here by Chefke. That's really what he needed. Remember, he's already a game down here in the finals of Dadbod Con 3. He is the former champion. And yeah, that was a great mind twist. And now we're gonna go to Gijsbert's turn. But Gijsbert is a top player, so if anybody can get back from this, it is Gijsbert playing an Order of Lightburr. Both players playing, I believe, with a full playset of Order of Lightburrs here. There we see a Maze of If. So that's a good defensive card, of course, against the forces of Gijsbert. Maze of If, I believe, coming in from the sideboard of Chefke. There's the attack with the 2-1 Knight. Getting lost in the maze. And there we see a Time Walk here. Yeah, this is kind of a traditional thing to do. Time Walk is kind of a nice trick to play against the mazes, try to get some damage through. So he's going to pump it up, dealing 3 damage, but missing a land drop here again. So I believe 2 land drops missed here for Gijsbert. So he could be in trouble, kind of using that Time Walk as a cycle card to find some lands. There's a Disenchant. Yeah, take on the mana. That's a very sensible decision here by Chefke. Attacking the mana base here. And there's the pass. Look at this. So Gijsbert unable to find lands, unable to find mana. Just a draw and go. This is great for Chefke. Can Chefke find the Suchi? He can. There's the Suchi 4-4. Quick answer though with the Disenchant. Now remember, there's no mana burn here. If there was mana burn, he could have, of course, put the mana into the Mishra's Factory. And Gijsbert quickly passing up the turn, and Chefke here playing another threat. Again, there's a Suchi. Again, there's a quick answer. Swords to Plowshares this time. Does mean 4 life gained for Chefke. Gonna go up to 21. Untap, upkeep, and draw. There's another Plains. Are we gonna see a Serra Angel here? I believe he's playing with 4 Serra Angels. Gonna tap the City of Brass, taking a damage. Gonna go to 20. Counting the mana. What are we gonna see? Brain Geyser here. Wow, Brain Geyser. Gijsbert like, can I draw, please? Unfortunately not, Gijsbert. All these cards are going to go to Chef. So Chef playing a Brain Geyser for 4, drawing 4 cards, passing the turn here back to Gijsbert. Gijsbert finally finding land. Unable to do anything with it though, just passing the turn back to Chef. Chef finding a Mox Sapphire. And I mean, Chef is in a really good position here. The question is, can he find a threat? Can he put some pressure on Gijsbert? And remember, Gijsbert, of course, has a lot of answers in his deck. Both players do, actually. Playing with Swords to Plowshares, Disenchants, Divine Offering. So just a lot of answers. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. This is an important turn. Okay, there we see a Chaos Orb. Remember, we're doing Naked Orb flips. He is going to flip. In response, though, Disenchant. Yeah. Are we going to see a counter spell? Nope, we're not. So this Disenchant is going to work. Chaos Orb is off the table. There we see another factory being played out. And there is the pass. There's the City of Brass. Okay, so mana is here now for Gijsbert. And look at that Suchi. A card, I believe, coming in from the sideboard. The 4-4 from Antiquities for 4 mana. And of course, Chefke drew a lot more cards, but has been unable to kind of profit from it. Has been unable to put pressure on the life total of Gijsbert. And Gijsbert got the time from Chefke to kind of finally draw into those lands. We do see a Serra Angel in hand for Chef. I mean, I would be tempted to play it now also because Gijsbert is tapped out. You don't have to worry about any potential counter magic. And you can still keep your 2 Tundra open for counter magic of yourself. Exactly, here is the Serra Angel. There's also played out a second Maze of If, by the way. It's going to tap 3. Okay, he wants to keep one of the factories there. So does that mean that he also has a copy artifact, perhaps? Passing the turn here. Wants to keep it as a potential blocker. still, of course, can make 2 blue because of that City of Brass that he has as well. And if this Sarah Angel can stick, it's looking good for Chef, but it's a pretty big if. Gijsbert playing with a lot of creature removal and answers to threats. There's the pass though. Okay, this could be a good sign. Perhaps we can now see the Angel dealing some damage. There we see a land for a scrub land. We also see a Fireball in hand there. Gonna attack here for 4. 4 damage. Okay, now we're cooking. There's a Demonic Tutor. And there's a Mana Drain though. Mana draining the Demonic Tutor. Gijsbert taking damage from his own city, dropping to 15. And there's the pass, it seems. Okay, so no counter magic from Chefke, just a pass here to Gijsbert. Let's see what he can do. Needs to find an answer to that flyer. And it's interesting to see that I believe neither player is playing with Control Magics. Control Magics would be quite good in this matchup. Problem, of course, it is 2 blue. There we see a Soul Ring. Tapping 5 here, so taking a damage again, I guess, go to 13. Oh, there's a Fireball. Taking care of the Sarah. Both players playing with 1 Fireball in their decks, kind of splashing it in there. There's the pass. So it's really a game of resources here. And Chef just passing turn. So we could be in for a long game number 2 here, sorry. A very spectacular start, but now the board states have kind of stalled. Tapping 2. Going to take another damage. There we go, another Order of Lightbur. The 2/1 Pump Knight. For 1 white, give it first strike. For 2 white, give it +1/+0. 2 cards in hand, it seems, for Gijsbert. How many cards there for Chef? Also 2 cards here playing out. Oh, there's so much glare. What could this be? A Jam-Day Tome, I believe. Yep, it's a Jam-Day Tome. This could be crucial. This tome could be a game changer if unanswered. Let's see what Gijsbert can do in his turn. Going to draw a card. So 2 Order of Lightburs for him, a Suchi, and of course also that Mishra's Factory, the Winter Factory there. That's under the Mox Emerald and the Soul Ring. Looks like he's going to take a look at his graveyard, perhaps as a recall. I mean, there's still an Ancestral Recall in that graveyard. That could be a nice target for recall. Could also go, of course, for a Divine Offering to take care of the Jam-Day Tome. So if he's got a recall in hand, he's got a lot of good targets. He's going to tap the City of Brass. Tap the Mox Emerald. Okay, going to play Demonic Tutor. Going to drop to 11. Ooh, something's going to happen in response. Okay, he's going to draw a card with the book to see if he can find some counter magic. Going to allow the Demonic Tutor. Now remember, Regrowth is also already in the graveyard of Gijsbert. Doesn't need to think long. Picked up a card already. If it's a Mind Twist, he doesn't have black mana at the moment to play it out. Perhaps it's just a Divine Offering or Disenchant to take care of the book. He's going to play a City of Brass first. Going to tap 3, a white, and yeah, it's Divine Offering. Fair enough, you have to take care of the Jam-Day Tome, and it also means 4 life gained. Divine Offering so good in this matchup. You've got books, you've got Suchi, so many nice juicy targets. And if need be, you can even use it to take out an animated factory. It looks like he wants to attack here. Look at that, going into the red zone. There's the Swords to Plowshares on the Suchi, so 4 more life gained for Gijsbert. And there's the double use of the Mace, taking 2 damage here from the Mishra's Factory. Gonna drop to 18. Untap, upkeep, and draw. Let's see what Chef can do. Only 1 card left in hand for him. I mean, he's got control. He's drawn more cards, but still, he's not in a winning position. Okay, it looks like he's got 3 cards instead of 2. So I guess I missed a card there. 19 life for Gijsbert, 18 life for Chefke. Chefke's turn. There we see a fireball. Okay, is he going to take care of the Order of Lightburst? That could be an option. Could kill the 2 orders and then get in for 4. Could maybe deal some excess damage as well. Yeah, I believe it's just a fireball here. 1 damage to each order. Ping, ping, killing the Orders of Lightburst. And then he's able to swing in here with his 2 factories, dealing 4. Going to put, if he wants to, of course, going to put Gijsbert then on 14 if that's the case. I would be tempted to do it now also because Gijsbert is tapped out. Yeah, he's going to animate and attack. And he's going to pass turn. Okay, so did a little bit of damage. Killed a few creatures. Life could be worse. There's just a pass here by Gijsbert. The nice thing now as well is that he still has 2 factories, Gijsbert only the 1. So exactly he's going to go aggressive here with the factory. Going to animate the factory 2-2 and then the 2-2 into the red zone. Thinking about also attacking. Going to make it a 3-3. I guess Gijsbert is not blocking. He's going to drop to 11. And there's the pass turn. Gijsbert finding a Savannah passing the turn. Another duel found from the top for a Chef. Not ideal. Attacking here for 2. Pumping it again. Gijsbert taking the damage. Dropping to 8. Okay. And there we see another Jam Day Tome. Yeah, playing 2 Jam Day Tomes main. That's one of the differences between Chef's deck and Gijsbert's deck. Gijsbert only playing with a Sylvan to draw extra cards. And that's it. Look at that. Picking up the card saying you got this. Wow. And to be honest, it does surprise me a little that the players seem to be picking up the cards quite fast. Yes, you're probably going to lose, but if you can squeeze out another turn, I usually like to just play out the turn. You never know what's going to happen, but Gijsbert quite convinced that he wasn't going to take game number 2. So that means it's a 1-1. I'm happy with that. I love it because it means we're going to go to a game number 3. Game number 3 of the finals of Dadbod Con 3, the big decider with Gijsbert, the player on the right, on the play. I believe both players kept their first 7. So yeah, this is going to be exciting. Who's going to crown himself the champion of the 3rd edition? Is it going to be former champ Chefke or the player here on the play, Gijsbert? Starting off here with Chaos Orb. Double Mox, by the way, as well. Very strong start again. And he's going to use his Mox. Now remember, it's Naked Orb flips here at Dadbod Con. So he's going to use the special Dadbod Con flip card. Let's see if he can hit. Oh, he cannot. It's also hard to go with unsleeved. That's one of the things that I discovered as well in this tournament. So I decided to start unsleeving the cards I was targeting. Here we see a Suchi, by the way, with the Quick Swords to Plowshares as an answer by Chefke. And there's a Felwar Stone. That Felwar Stone can make any color of mana because Gijsbert has the City of Brass. It's some pretty sweet tech. We also see a copy artifact in the hand of Chefke, by the way. Let's first see what Gijsbert can do. Gonna tap 2, the Sylvan here. Back on the board, we also saw the Sylvan in game number 1. And there's another city and a pass. There's a Sarah Angel found for Chefke. Has a City of Brass here in hand he could play out. There we see the City of Brass, so 4 mana now for Chefke. Missing 1 to cast that Sarah Angel. Is of course also playing with the full playset of Suchis and Order of Lightburst as well. I wonder if he's going to animate Factory, try to copy the Factory. That's super risky because if Gijsbert has a disenchant in hand, he's toast. Perhaps he also wants to copy a mana source. It looks like he's a little bit in the tank here, so deciding to animate the Factory and then going to play out the copy artifact. Are we going to see a response here by Gijsbert? Is he going to take care of the Mishra's Factory? He is not. Okay, so this is good luck for Chef. Attacking for 2. Could actually pump it as well. Decides not to. A little bit surprised here that he's not pumping up the copy, the Mishra's Factory here. Making it a 3-3. I mean, every damage can count eventually. But it decides not to. Oh, look at this. Gijsbert drawing 2 extra cards. Dropping to 12. Passing the turn. Ooh. Interesting moment in the game. Haven't seen Gijsbert use the Sylvan this aggressively. Okay, actually dropping to 12, I guess. Here we see a Max Ruby by Chefke. Could animate both, attack for 4. Risky, of course. Oh, Mind Twist! Ooh, Gijsbert needs a counterspell here. I mean, I assume he's going to Mind Twist for everything, right? How many cards does Gijsbert have in hand? 3, it seems, so... Is he going to go for 2? I would go for 3 here. Decides... Yeah, he's going to go for the full 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Are we going to see a counterspell? Yep, we're going to see counterspell. 1 damage for Gijsbert. Very necessary counterspell here. It's going to drop to 18 animate attack. Are we going to see a swords or a disenchant? We're going to see a disenchant here. But I mean, only 1 card left in hand for Gijsbert after this exchange. So counterspell, disenchant gone for him, and Mind Twist and Mishra's Factory gone for Chefke. And now it's, of course, Gijsbert's turn. Looking at the top 3 cards because of the Sylvan. He's on 11 at the moment. And he's looking at 3 fresh new cards because he decided to draw 2 extra in the previous turn. Which was an interesting moment in the game because we haven't seen him use the Sylvan that aggressively in Game 1. He was quite modest with the Sylvan, but in Game 3 he went for it. Now let's see what he's going to do. Unfortunately, he's a little bit off camera here. So just going to pick 1 card up. Makes sense if you're on 11. Remember that copy artifact on the side of Chef is a Mishra's Factory. Going to tap 5. Okay, there's the Sarah Angel. I believe Gijsbert is playing with 3 Sarah Angels and Chefke is playing with a full playset. Both players have a lot of similarities in their lists. Are we now going to see the Sarah Angel of Chefke? Yep, there's the Sarah Angel. Keeping the City of Brass untapped so he doesn't take any damage. He's on 18. Gijsbert on 10. And Gijsbert again going to look at the top 3 cards. What is he going to do? I'm also curious to see what's going to happen in combat. First draw for turn. There's the attack offering the exchange. Taking the exchange, and there's an Erhnam. So 4/5 creature here from Arabian Nights. Now remember, Chefke does have a city in a bottle, I believe, in the sideboard. So I wonder if you boarded that in. Looks like Chefke here in the tank. I mean, the 5 toughness of Erhnam make it a really difficult creature to deal with. You know, Suchi is not going to win against it. Sarah is not going to win against it. Look at that, just a pass here by Chefke. Not doing anything. I mean, he could have, of course, Sword Supply Shares in hand, wanting to use it at instant speed during combat, but I wonder if that's truly the case. Has a mana drain there in hand, I believe, Chefke. Let's see what Gijsbert is going to do here with his first main. Going to tap a white. Oh, Spirit Link. Going to counter away the Spirit Link. Realizing that if he gains life gain means cards. So he's going to counter away the Spirit Link. Yeah, I really like that 1 Spirit Link in the list of Gijsbert. And I thought, okay, it's going to come in handy. And actually, you know, if you exchange a Spirit Link for a mana drain, that's a good exchange in my book. Oh, look at this though. Brain Geyser. Oh, this is huge. The question is, will it resolve? Gijsbert only having 1 card in hand though. And also a Loa there for Chefke, by the way. So pretty cool. Gonna go Brain Geyser here for 5 in total, it seems. Gonna take a damage, go to 13. Yeah, this is huge. This Brain Geyser is huge. Could be the moment in the game where the things change. Also because of that Loa. I would be tempted here to just keep cards in hand, pass exactly, take some damage, and then draw probably card number 7, right? If I looked at the hand of Chef correctly, counted correctly, then he has an active Loa. I mean, this is huge. This is a big problem here for Gijsbert. Gijsbert on 10, attacking here with the 4/5, Chefke on 9. There's another Erhnam though, woo! The heat is being turned on here by Gijsbert. Okay, already has 7 in hand. Going to draw card 8. Going to draw card 9. So yes, you've got a lot of cards, but you've got to deal with 2 Erhnam. Need some swords to plowshares here. You don't really want to have a balance because then you're discarding your entire hand. Does have a Sarah Angel there. Cannot see the rest of the cards. 9 cards in hand. There has to be a swords to plowshares in there, right? At least one. But Chefke really in the tank. Has to come up with an answer. He's on 9. You don't want to take 8 damage. There's a soul ring. Yeah, that's not going to cut the cake. Going to deploy the Sarah Angel again. Not really going to cut the cake. Does give you the option next turn to potentially double block Factory Sarah on an Erhnam, killing an Erhnam. Then still take 4 of the other. Drop to 5. It's going to be tough here. Look at this passing the turn. Yeah. I mean, it does happen sometimes. You draw lots of cards and you whiff, right? You're not finding what you want to find. And I believe Chefke was also playing a Wrath of God in his main. That would have been a great card the previous turn. And now Gijsbert attacking, of course, putting it into the red zone. Put the pressure on. He's going to go for the double block. Are we going to see a disenchant? Can, of course, wait until blockers are declared. Going to go before blockers are declared here. That surprises me a little. Could have waited. Or maybe he indicated it already verbally. And Gijsbert did time it right. He's a very experienced player, so I'm sure that's the case. So we see Chefke dropping to 5. Yeah, he's in such a bad position. There's a Chaos Orb, though. That's good. I mean, Chaos Orb can help a little. Flip on one of the Erhnams. Okay, there we see Chaos Orb. I would first flip to kind of get some info, right? Because you've got to hit the flip. Talking about an Orb flip with pressure in the finals. A flip to save your life. Incredibly important moment for Chefke. It looks like he first wants to do something else. Going to go through his hand. He's going to take care of the Mishra's Factory on the side of Gijsbert first. Going through the hand again, trying to find alternatives. Perhaps doesn't want to put everything into this one flip, but maybe he has to. I'm sure if he would have had a Swords to Plowshares, he would have fired it off already. Exactly going to use the Chaos Orb now. Are we going to see a response by Gijsbert? No response. So the flip's going to happen. He's going to use his Chaos Orb. That's style points. I like it. Taking it out of the sleeve. Oh, man. Oh, Chef, this is so important. If you miss, you lose. If you miss, you lose. Oh, it's a miss. Oh, what a disaster. Yeah, this is the thing, man. Naked Orb flips. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. It is really tough. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Yeah. Does he have something else to deal with the Erhnam? Oh, he's in such a bad place right now. Get this man a beer. Oh, my goodness. That's it. Wow, what a spectacular way for Gijsbert to win it. Chefke shaking the hand, showing the cards. Let's see what he's got. Oh, he's got nothing. Yeah, he had the Sarah, but I mean, I understand that you're going to flip. Yeah, even if you wanted to not do the strip and keep the mana for the Sarah, you've taken damage from the city, go to 4, and then you would have been forced to jump, so that wouldn't have been a solution. Also, he had to take care of the factory as well, yeah. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad for Chef, you know. He had more cards, but more cards doesn't always cut the cake. So Chefke losing here, but that does mean Gijsbert winning. We've got a new champion. Congratulations, Gijsbert. Well done. Applause for you, my friend. And this was the episode for today, the finals of Dadbod Con. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to like, share, and comment on this video. All these things are free and really help the channel move forward. Talking about moving forward, you can also become a patron of the show. Check out patreon.com/TimmyTalks. And the patrons are just extremely important for the survival of this channel. So a big thank you and shout out to all the patrons. And if you consider becoming a patron, please take a moment, visit patreon.com/TimmyTalks and check out how you can support the show. It already starts with just $1 a month. Thank you for taking a moment to checking out my Patreon. And for now, thank you very much for watching and see you guys next time.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning, put him in the longboat until he's sober, put him in the longboat until he's sober, put him in the longboat until he's sober. Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. She rises early in the morning. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Early in the morning. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises. Way hey up she rises early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Put him in the scout to the husband, Sonny. Put him in the scout to the husband, Sonny. Put him in the scout to the husband, Sonny. Early in the morning, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning.
Icketus, ficketus, somber, kazee.